My goal is to give you hope about your back pain that you can get better. I had back pain for years and years and years, and it went away. I was able to solve it, and I've seen 26,000 patients get better. So you can get better. The spine is designed to heal. It's not designed to break. It's resilient. It's durable if you do the right thing. If you do the wrong thing, it's not going to get better. It'll continue to get worse. But there is a way out. There are 5 steps that we have talked about, but you have to understand what is the source of your pain. Because the source and the longer you've had the problem dictates how long it takes to get better. And if you do all the right things, it still might take some time to get better, but it will get better. So the spine has pain as a result of tissues breaking down, soft tissues breaking down, bone breaking down, and inflammation being created, which then may aggravate the nerve, which then can cause the sciatica. But it's truly the result of breakdown of the tissues. And there are 4. Right there, 4. Okay, so we're going to talk about those 4, and then we'll talk about what it is that by treating the cause can actually make you better. Because sometimes people think, I have a different problem. I don't need exercises. I need something else. No, you don't. You don't need something else. What you need is exercises. So 24 vertebrae between the head and the hips. The vertebrae are the bones. In between each bone, there is a disc. And very often it is this disc that will cause you a lot of pain. So the first tissue that has an issue is the disc. That is number 1. Jelly donut, jelly on the inside, thick cartilage on the outside is the disc. As the jelly can start to shift around from abnormal movement, abnormal function, sitting the wrong way, sitting too long, all these things will add and load and damage your disc. And as that disc starts to get damaged, it'll start to tear. But also what happens is there are very small little joints on the back of the spine called facet joints. Facet joints guide the motion of the joint. Now technically, the spine is the disc, which is considered a joint, and then 2 joints in the back, the facet joints. So it's technically 3 joints, but it really is designed to move in a lot of different directions. And it's also designed to protect the spinal cord, which then runs down through the inside. So it's very dynamic. It's not fragile unless you do the wrong thing for too long, and then it becomes fragile. But that doesn't mean it's fragile forever. So these little joints in the back can start to wear out. And as they wear out, they become inflamed. And then you get a breakdown of the cartilage, and then you get a breakdown of the bone. But this is called arthritis. So if somebody says, oh, I have arthritis, I don't, exercises don't help arthritis. Exercises do help arthritis, and we're going to talk about how and why. So we've got 2 issues so far with the tissues. You've got the disc, which will break down under the load and the abnormal movement patterns, and then you have the facet joint, which will break down under the load and the abnormal movement patterns, and that will cause arthritis. And the third that we're going to talk about right now, because these are the 3 main ones, is the end plate of the vertebrae. So we know in between the vertebrae is the disc, and then the disc sits on the end plate of the vertebrae. So technically, every vertebrae has an end plate on the top and on the bottom, and that end plate is like a spongy tissue. It's cartilage that allows blood to flow in and out. Now, what can happen sometimes If you have a lot of damage to your spine or damage to the discs, is you start to aggravate the end plate. And as you start to aggravate the end plate, if the disc is degenerated or you had some sort of trauma on there, is this little part here is the bone. This is me, by the way. This is my MRI. This is the degenerated disc. This disc should look like this disc right here. It's degenerated, but what it did for me is it caused inflammation of my bone because the bone was physically getting aggravated and irritated. The end plate was aggravated and irritated and causing me inflammation inside the bone. Everything hurt. Walking upstairs hurt, walking downstairs hurt, flexion hurt, extension hurt, everything hurt. Because every time I did something, it aggravated the bone. So the bone, and it's not just a part of the bone, it's the entire end plate becomes inflamed. You get inflammation. Inflammation causes pain. So that's the third thing, is you can have the end plate. And then the fourth thing is the nerve. Now typically, it's the disc that'll pinch the nerves as the nerve exits out of the spinal canal through the opening here called the foramen. That disc will pinch the nerve, and that will cause you pain to go down your leg. It could be that the disc is getting thinner, like right here. As that disc gets thinner, the opening physically gets smaller. That's called stenosis. But in the end, it's a problem with the disc that then starts to cause a problem with the nerve. Okay, the stenosis is a narrowing of the opening because the disc is physically getting smaller. Doesn't mean it won't go away, because it will go away, because this is me and I have zero pain, period. So those are the four main issues. That's the source of your pain. It's not the cause of your pain. The cause is the dysfunctional movement patterns. It's not moving the way you should. It's not sitting the way you should. It's not having the strength and the stability of your core, of your bracing to hold the vertebrae in place. It's not having the proper amount of strength and flexibility in the hips that then aggravates the spine. It's a combination of all the what we call the dysfunctional continuum. Again, it's not moving well. It's not having the proper stability of the vertebrae. They moving around in there. It's having inhibition of the muscles, so the muscles aren't doing what they should be doing. You start to decrease the hip motion and you decrease hip strength. This is why you have back pain. Okay, this is the cause. This is the cause of those four main things. Treat the cause, those four things go away. That's the key. And they will heal. The bone will heal. The facet joint will heal. What it does is we start to balance out the load on the disc. And as we balance out the load on the disc by moving well and strengthening the muscles that help you move well, then everything starts to get better. You have less aggravation to that little tear in the annulus. Doesn't matter if it's called a bulge, a herniation, a protrusion, there's a tear in the annulus. You keep moving around the tear, it's going to hurt. Stop moving around the tear and that tear will start to heal. If the vertebrae are unstable, the bracing and the core work will create the stability, which will decrease the arthritis as well, because the arthritis is the overloaded facet joint and abnormal motion to the facet joint, moving in ways that it shouldn't move. So you restore all the normal function and the hip strength and get everything going back in the right direction, and it will start to heal. The same way a broken bone will start to heal. This is a broken bone. I broke my ankle. This broke right here. Okay? That broken bone, by wearing a cast, the bone will start to heal back together. Okay? If you don't wear the cast, then the bone keeps moving and it doesn't heal. That's why you wear a cast, because bones will heal. The discs and the spine will heal. You can get the nucleus to slowly move back to the inside. You can unload the annulus. You can decrease the inflammatory process. You can create stability in the disc. It helps decrease the inflammatory process Muscles reactivate. You can eliminate the pain associated with the arthritis. The end plate. Okay, the arthritis, the facet joint will heal. You can get healing of the bone. Bones do heal. Same thing with your end plate. It will heal. If you don't keep aggravating it, if you don't do the things that aggravate it, you move well and you strengthen the muscles that help you move well, these conditions will go away, including the aggravation through the sciatica nerve. The sciatica nerve is aggravated because the disc is inflamed. Why is the disc inflamed? Because you're doing this all day long. Okay? You might be doing things you think you're doing right, but you're doing them wrong and potentially aggravating your spine. If you can get everything moving in the right direction, then you can take the pressure off the disc. Move well. Start to strengthen the muscles that help you move well. Your core, your hips. That's what helps you move well. Do all this together and you will get better. It takes time. Okay? Depending on how well you do the program, okay? How well, when you're sitting, are you sitting in the best position? Are you doing the exercises? Are you moving well? Are you stabilizing your core? Are you bracing? Are you activating your hips? That's how you get out of this problem that you're in. This is the only way out. Okay, this, by adding restoring function, everything starts to get better. So the question is, how well are you doing your activities? If you chart your activities, well, you think you're doing well, but maybe you're not doing as well as you want or expect or should be doing. Do the program, commit to it, and you will get the healing. Okay, meaning you circle how well you're doing that activity, and as you get where you're more committed, and I don't want to say committed because you might already be committed, but as you get more effective and efficient and proficient, then things start to get better. It's designed to heal. It's not designed to break. You're not broken. You maybe have abnormal movement patterns that have to be stabilized through bracing, core work, hip work, whatever it happens to be. The discs will start to get better and the bone will start to get better. If you have to heal the bone, it takes time. If you have to heal the disc, it takes time. These things will take time, but they do work if you put in the effort. The discs will get better. Pain relief is weakness leaving the body. The body is designed to heal. The body is not designed to break. That's the lesson for today. You can get better. We have a program that walks you through step by step on this process. It's called the 10X program. It helps your body heal. It's designed to heal, not designed to break. It's very comprehensive. We walk you through step by step. Every week we show you different videos of exercises you need to do that are going to help your spine heal. Took 30 years to develop this. Again, I had a serious problem. I got better. Okay? We know it works. Sign up today. It's $47 a month. It's the 10X program. Might take you 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, 7 months. Depends how long you've had the problem. Depends if you have problems with the bones. Is your end plate, do you have inflammation in your end plate? Do you have inflammation in the facet joint? Is the disc herniated? Is it ruptured? Is there torn annulus? All the things that break down the tissue damage takes time, but the tissues will heal if you do the right thing. That's it. Get your life back. Do the work. It's not hard. Just got to do it. Like anything else. Get her done. That's it. Sign up. 10X. Welcome to the program.